guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a wonderful week so far and you are all doing really well. So today we are halfway through the year pretty much, and if you are with me in January of this year, you will remember hopefully that I started a project pan this year, my first ever project pan. If you don't know what a project pan is, it's where you basically pick items from your collection that you are aiming to have panned, hit pan on, have used up, or have certainly made a lot of progress in over this year. So that's what I did. I chose some items from my collection that I thought, do you know what, I should be able to pan those. If I'm getting used from my makeup, those are the things that I think that I will be able to pan, that I will aim to have hit pan on or used up, depending on the type of product, by the end of 2019. So I thought we'd have our first check-in, our halfway mark check-in, see how I'm getting on, see what I've used the most, see where I am lagging behind. So let's get started. I feel like the light is really bright today and I'm flipping melting. I don't know why it's so hot in here. It's not a nice day outside. It's really muggy, I guess is what it is. It's muggy, which is why I'm like sweating my butt off. Okay, so I'm going to start off with like the liquids, because I think these are the things that are kind of the easiest or the quickest to get through. Though obviously you use a lot more of a liquid than you do a powder, so you're going to get through them quicker. So the first thing is this Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. This is my winter shade. I have a summer shade of this that I'm using at the moment. I'm also making pretty good progress of, but this was the one that I wanted to use up this year and it is already gone. Oh, a little bit spat out. Yeah, but there's really nothing left in there. I have actually, you can't really see in there because it's a very thick glass. You can't really see through the glass how much is left. But I did actually fully take the lid off it. Again, you're not going to be able to see anything in there, but I did fully take the lid off of this one and scrape all around the outside. You can see a little bit there where I've done that, and there is really no getting any more out of here. So this is a full success for me. It is completely gone, completely used up, no more uses out of this one, so a tick and a success. Next up, this is the Nars Ultra Long, was it? The Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I'm just making the names up as I go along. So you can see, it's kind of, again, it's hard to see, but in here, because I've not used this for a week or so, it has actually settled. So you can see I'm probably halfway through this, but major issue with this one is it is my winter shade and I can't use it at the moment. I have my summer shade of this, and it's not, I can't even mix it. I think actually my summer shade is a little bit too light. You can see my face is a lot lighter than my body today. I haven't used this, but I have used another one that I thought was going to be wearable, and it's okay. It looks worse in person than it looks on camera. Kind of looks okay on camera. In person, my face, I look ill, okay? I look ill. But yeah, so I'm not going to be able to use this until like October, November time. So yeah, I mean, I've made some really good progress, but I'm not confident I'm going to be able to use this up just because it is in my winter shade and I now can't use it for several months, many months. The Diorskin, this again is completely gone. This was in a shade that's kind of in between. Oh, you can actually see on the, I don't know if you can see, but the bottom is basically showing like completely clear spots. Can you see that? Can you see that? I don't know if you can, but I can. There is like full-on holes in the bottom from where it's completely gone. Again, fully took the lid off and scraped around and everything is gone out of here. This is in the old shade 31, which I think now is like 3W. So this is a kind of between my winter and summer shade. So I was able to keep using this a little bit longer. So that is how come I was able to get through it. So another success. Oh, I'm sweating. I am sweating. Next up, the Armani Luminous Silk. Now, this is so hard. I've tried like, holding this up to the light, trying to see how much is left many times. Now, you aren't going to be able to see this on camera, but I think I can faintly see like a see-through bit right here. This has maybe got 1 or 2 uses left to go. I've barely used this. I only really ever use this on nights out, which don't happen very often for me. So yeah, 1 or 2 uses. I'm confident I'll get through this, because when we get to winter, I do have a few more like evenings out and events and things like that. And it will be 3 uses and gone. So yeah, I'm 100% confident we'll have totally run out of that one by the end of the year. Another success, this is my Guerlain L'or primer. There was the like teensiest bit because it's just been lying in my drawer that it's all settled to the bottom, so I could probably actually squeeze one little use out of just this that's on the side if I open it up. It's actually really hard to get the lid off, but yeah, completely gone. Maybe I could squeeze this last teeny little bit, but completely gone, my Guerlain L'or primer. I wouldn't repurchase this, it's way too expensive. For what it is, it's definitely doesn't give me what I feel like my silk canvas is. To me, that one, the Natasha, is value for money. It provides such an amazing quality base that I can see the value, I can see the difference. This one, not so much. It's just like an okay primer to me. There's definitely way more affordable primers that are just as good as this one, so I wouldn't repurchase it, but yeah, all gone. So those are kind of my big successes, if you will. From here on in, we're going downhill. Next up we have concealers, and I really ambitiously chose 3 concealers, which is weird. The first up is this MAC Studio Fix, and we are at least halfway, if not 2/3 of the way through this one, so not bad at all on that one, because it is quite small. I think it's like 6 or 7 mils probably, this one. Oh, it's actually 7 mils, so yeah, quite an easy size one to get through. These two, not so much. The Shape Tape is like 10 mils, and the Born This Way Too Faced Concealer is 15, I think. So yeah, a lot in both of these, so not going to be easy to get through. I can just about see, I'm about halfway through this one. Going to be ambitious for me to get through this by the end of the year, but I'm gonna try. The Shape Tape, I can see little tiny see-through bits in the plastic just here. Oh, and here, there's a quite good one there. I think we're probably around a 1/4 or a 1/5 left. I can definitely get through this. I think we're doing well, especially as I'm about to run out of my MAC paint pot, which I use to prime my eyes, and once that's gone, I'm going to start using my concealers that I want to use up. So then I feel like we're going to make some real progress. I had one lipstick, and that is MAC's Dough, and I am doing well with this. Look at that. Hardly any left. I definitely feel like I'll get through this because it's that lip tensity formula. You do use quite a lot as well, so, and you reapply, it's like a balmy formula. I love this lipstick. I also have Smoked Almond, which again, this is a bit light for me in summer, but I can use it with a liner. But yeah, I just love it so much. I know it's always in my handbag. I will always get through this, but I have Smoked Almond, which I prefer when I'm more tanned, and this one in the winter. But yeah, this is definitely going to be gone. It's very much on the way. Now moving on to powder products. These are the trickiest ones because you just don't use a lot of powder. Even if you use something every day, it's just a minimal amount, so it's very hard to get through, and that's my story. So first up is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soleil Bronzer. I think I'm doing pretty well. I still think it's possible for me to pan this. I'm really scared that something's going to fall out because these are like all my favourite products. So I don't know if you can see, there's definitely a big dent in there. There's definitely no pan showing yet, but you know what pan is like. It's very exciting, this game, because I feel like once there's a teeniest bit of pan showing through, you very quickly start to make a bigger and bigger amount of pan to show, but it's getting to that first bit and you've no idea how far you've got left to go. I've just hit pan on my Tarte silk canvas and I had no idea what was coming because it looks like it's this really thick container and I thought it was going to last me the rest of my life, and it has lasted me a very, very long time, but I just suddenly this pan popped up and I was like, oh, I was not ready. So I feel like that could happen here because it's, I mean, it's way below the rim of the container here and there's a big dent in the middle. maybe the time is coming. I feel like it's going to be a possibility. This one, again, this is my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Light. This is what I never use this on my face. I use this to set my eye primer just to get rid of it, because I'll whack any old powder on my eyelids. I just want some kind of powder there to blend my shadows into. Again, this has got a huge dent, but I obviously use so little of it. And again, I don't know how far down this product goes. There's a huge big dent in there. It's very exciting. It could be any day now. Any day. I feel like I'm about to give birth. Next up, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow, and again, a huge dent, and I've been really doing well at using this. I've been popping this on in my inner corners. You can see I like chipped a little bit out of it, which is very upsetting, but that doesn't count. But both of these have ginormous dents in it. I don't really use this in the summer. Again, it's too light, especially the bronzer, but I have been using it just in my crease, on my eyes, and like a little bit of a nose contour every now and then, and just trying to chip away at it. And there is a big old dent in this bronzer, so I have high hopes that we may achieve pan on this by the end of the year. Two things that have been look at my hair, I swear, like the humidity is getting to my hair. I'm just sweating. The bottom is getting bigger and bigger, and the top is just like plastering to my head more and more as time goes on. But you know, I'm sure you're all very politely not going to notice that. So next up, the two biggest fails so far. So first up is my Natasha Denona Superglow. I don't know what I was thinking putting this in there, you know. There's 10 grams in here. What was I thinking? I mean, the thing is, I guess, is I was just using this non-stop constantly in the winter. But the trouble is, I cannot use this currently. It is much too light for me to use on my current tanned skin tone because it leaves a cast. It really does not look good on my deeper skin, so I can't use this until we get way into the winter. So I think that's scuppered me completely, as has my next product. So this is the Laura Mercier Peach Blush. Again, I don't know what I was thinking putting a blush in here that is brand new at the end of the year, I mean, or the beginning of the year. There's no hope for me. But again, barely shows up on my skin currently, so I have no hope for either of these products. I think these are both going to be fails, even though I love them both, just because they work so much better on my winter skin tone, and I'm going to be running out of time. By the time I've lost all of the colour to my skin that I get during the summer, it'll be like October. It's going to be a sprint to the finish. I also had two eyeshadow palettes, and the first one was my Anastasia Modern Renaissance. This one already had pan on my tempera, but I've definitely, which is this shade here, you can clearly see the pan there. There already was pan showing when I started my product on that shade, but it's definitely more showing now. I still haven't hit pan on any other shades, which is really, I just have so many eyeshadow palettes. It's very, very hard. But this shade, Burnt Orange, I feel like it's going to be any day now. I've been using these two shades a lot in my crease as like the first step of my makeup on my eyes. I also feel like there's only really there is only two shimmers in here, Primavera and Vermeer. And Vermeer, again, there's a very big dent in there. That could be any moment. I feel like this palette, we could have pan everywhere by the end of the year. It could be coming out our ears. Next up, Norvina. So this was a fairly new palette when I started my project pan. No pan to report so far, but definitely making some progress in Incense, which is my favourite first shade of what I started with today in my crease, and then I used Volatile, and then I whacked a bit of base on my lids. So base has got a slight dent. There's big dents in Rose Gold and Dazzling, which are my two favourite lid shades. Little dent in Summer, little dent in Dreamer, but no pan as yet. This is the one I'm most excited about because, again, I feel like we could really see some progress by the end of the year with this one, because I can use this all year round. I especially love it in summer. I'm using it a lot at the moment. It's coming. I feel it coming. So there you have it. That is my updated product pan. I'm sweating like a goose. Is that a saying? But anyway, it is very exciting for me. I don't know if you guys find this exciting, but I find it very exciting. So the next check-in we'll do will be the final one of the year, and fingers crossed, there is going to be so much pan you won't know what to do with yourselves. That is my goal for the end of the year. Please let me know what you've been panning. If you're doing a project pan, how are you getting on? And I will see you in my next video. Take care for now. Bye 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 bye.